Breaking news. I'm getting word that there's a creature drawing. What are you drawing? All right. I don't know what he's drawing, but that's it.
All right, what's up, everyone? This is Turkey Talks episode 4, alongside my co-host, Coach Bob, today. And we got Zoie Krapovic as a guest today. Zoie, how are you feeling about being on the podcast?
I'm really excited. It's something cool that our school gets to do, and some of our football guys and Coach Bob came up with a good idea, so I'm excited.
That's amazing to hear, Zoie. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you going into your senior season for softball?
I'm super excited. Coming off a state championship win feels really good. This year I'm shooting to go all-state. Definitely going to shoot for at least 10 home runs at least. Suffering an injury at the moment, but I'm hoping to come back stronger.
Of course. Coach Bob, got any questions?
Yeah, I want to know, how'd you first get into softball?
I used to play basketball, and I really like basketball, but I just need to switch it up. So I started playing with the Jessup League, and then throughout I got picked up by a travel team, and from there I just kept moving up the chain.
And what position do you play on the softball team?
I play center field right now. I also play first base.
All right, Zoe, give us an introduction of what to expect this year for softball. What are some expectations to come, and what are some goals that you have for this year?
I definitely know that everyone's going to be out to beat us. I think we have a pretty good chance of doing it again this year, and the expectation is that we do the same thing, make the same run. We have some pretty talented girls, so I'm excited to see what we could do.
As you know, committed to Bryant University, as you're committed to Bryant University, what do you have set as a goal, even though you're committed to a Division I college?
Like I said before, I definitely want to go all-state. I think I definitely deserved to get it last year, but I got gypped a little bit. So this year, I think I'm going to have a really good season. I had a really good fall season, so I'm just going to fuel off that.
Coach Bob, got any more questions?
Yeah, when you're in a close game, how do you handle that pressure?
I usually just think of all the times we spent in the gym, doing yoga, all the times we spent on the field. My coaches kind of prepare us for those high-pressure situations. They set them up in practice, and I'm already prepared for it.
Talking on yoga, my mom runs a yoga program. Her name is Kim Evans. You'll see her around sometimes. She does yoga for all the programs around. She does football, softball, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Got any more questions?
Yeah, what is your favorite softball memory?
It's definitely going to have to be the state championship. You actually don't know the feeling until you're there. It's you wait all year to go there, and it's over in 2 seconds. And, nobody could explain that feeling.
Yeah, that was a great run last year. And what is something people might not know about you?
I would say I definitely care more about everyone else's performance other than mine. Usually I'm rooting for my teammates more than myself. Everybody will see me screaming like a maniac on the sidelines. I'm always rooting for my teammates. Yeah.
Thank you, Zoe, for coming out. That'll round up the questions, and we'll get into our next segment on Turkey Talks. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll get right into our next segment.
In 21 years in 1989, but head coach Frank Pazzaglia
Football and Valley View. They've always gone together at the Peckville School, and together they've always equaled success. Well, 1984 was no different for the Cougars, who won the Big 11 championship, went down to Berwick, beat the defending national champs, and then came back home to defeat Wyoming area and win the Eastern Conference title.
This team won 44 games in a row, and they're number one in the country, but in all those years, they didn't beat us. And to be number one, you must beat us.
All right, what's up, everyone? We're on our next segment of Turkey Talks today. We got the legend, special guest in the building, Coach Bazalia. Coach Bazalia, how do we feel about being on this podcast today?
Oh, it feels fantastic. I've been watching them. been a lot of fun. They're real well. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you so much. Maddox, you got any questions to ask?
I have nothing so far.
Nothing so far? All right. So we'll get into like some introduction questions. So as we know, you have 5 Eastern Conference championships and I think 11 or 12
Big 11.
Big 11 championships. Out of those championships, what is like your favorite championship out of any of them? And I don't want you to say the state championship because that's the biggest of them all.
Well, every team is unique, and every team is a championship. I just enjoyed coaching. I enjoyed working with the young people, and it's tough to say one team is better than the other because there's different competition every year. So you might have a good record some year against a league that's not very strong, and other years you might be 500 against a dynamite league. So it's tough to compare one season over another. What's better or what's worse?
Well answered. Maddox, got
I
anything?
do. How did you get your players to play at the next level?
Motivation. I think you have to encourage your young players. You have to give them positive feedback, and I think they have to feel that you're sincerely interested in them, and I think that's when they'll give you their best effort.
I agree.
All right, next question. This is going to be a little bit of a fun one. So I heard you're a big fisher, right?
Yeah, I enjoy it. That's had to keep busy after coaching, so I got into fishing and I really enjoy it. Made a couple trips to Alaska, a couple trips to Canada, do a lot of local fishing, and love coming down and watching the Cougars practice, sit in the bleachers and see Scott put you boys through the ropes.
I was going to ask a question about Alaska, but you already introduced that. So we'll ask one more thing, like thoroughly into that. Throughout your fishing experience in Alaska or Canada, what was one of your favorite fish that you caught?
Well, I love catching king salmon in Alaska. That's a lot of fun. They're a very, very game fish, very active, fight hard, and really a lot of fun.
Thank you. Got anything, Maddox?
I have a question similar to that. What's the biggest fish you've ever caught?
Oh, the biggest fish I've ever caught, but I've had help from some people that play football for me to bring it in. 120-pound halibut.
It's big. Yeah.
120 pounds. I'm going to tell you right now, that's a pretty big fish. All right. I've got another question here. It's really nice to have you back at Valley View again. Obviously, you've been done coaching for a little bit, retired for a little bit, but it's really nice to have you back around. In like your pastime outside of fishing, do you have any other hobbies that you do? Any like pastimes or anything?
Well, first of all, I really enjoyed Coach Pazzaglia welcoming me back. I love sitting in the bleachers and watching you people practice. It's a good pastime for me. I don't come down here every day, but I enjoy talking to the coaches and Coach Pazzaglia, Coach Bob, and Coach Rodeo, and all the people that are here and watching you guys practice. That's been great for me. It's really given me a lot of encouragement to keep young and keep on coming down and watching you guys sweat a little bit. And remember one thing about sweating. No one has ever drowned in sweat, so don't be afraid to work hard. That's for sure. No one has ever drowned in sweat. In water they have, but not sweat.
Of course. It's a great response, Coach. And I got another question here. How was it like trying to combine 3 different schools into one football team? As we know, it was Jessup, Blakely, and what was the other team?
It was Jessup, Blakely, and Archibald. It was challenging because, of course, you had 3 schools coming together, and the youngsters, no problem with the youngsters. Generally, you have more problem with the adults than the youngsters. The boys got along fine, and so did the adults. But there's always people that feel, well, one town is getting a little more favoritism than the other. Everybody looks at certain things through their own perspective.
Maddox, got anything?
I do. Who were some of the people that you looked up to, and why?
Well, the coaches that I admired the most, one that my own high school coach who I worked for from early 60s for a few years before it became Valley View. And then the college coaches, I always liked Lou Holtz because I thought he got a lot out of his players. Of course, Nick Saban is a legendary coach. I really enjoyed watching their teams play.
All right. I got a little bit of a fun one here. What's your favorite NFL team, and what made you start liking that team? Whether it was childhood, whether it was adulthood, at any single time.
Well, I always liked the Baltimore Colts. They're no longer the Baltimore Colts, now the Indianapolis Colts, because I liked Johnny Unitas, and you wouldn't remember these names, but people like Johnny Unitas and Raymond Berry and so on. And then now they're no longer the Colts. So I really don't really have a favorite team. I just enjoy. I enjoy the college games better than the pros, and I enjoy the high school games better than the college.
Of course, great response. Maddox, got anything else?
I do. How has football changed since you've been coaching?
Well, one thing that's changed greatly in football is really the field. Because I was talking to Coach Bob about this earlier. When I started coaching, muddy fields were common. Because for example, this field here in the town of Peckville, at one time, Jessup High School used it for football games. Oliphant used it for football games. Archibald used it for football games. Dixon City, which is part of Mid-Valley, Oliphant used it. So it got a lot of use. There were games sometimes Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and mud was a big part of it. Now you have, of course, the turf field, so the field conditions aren't as vital as they once were. But wind is still there, whether it's a muddy field or a turf field. Wind's a big part of football, and I was always concerned about the wind and the mud when I started coaching.
All right, I got another question here. So obviously we know you won the state championship in 1992. What did it take overall, like perseverance-wise, and just overall keeping your guys healthy, keeping your guys confident, and keeping your guys ready to play to be able to win that state championship?
Well, I think in any season, keeping your guys together and keeping them healthy is critical. Every coach, worries about how they practice. Are they having too much contact where people might get injured? The length of the season wears on you. Sometimes you have to shorten up your practices a little bit to keep everybody, both emotionally and physically strong to keep on going. So that's very, very important.
Well answered, Maddox. Have anything else?
What lessons have you learned from coaching?
First of all, don't think you're too important. That's the first thing. All right. The game is bigger than anybody. You're not bigger than the game as a player or as a coach, right? Thing I think I learned the most is to be humble. I think you have to be humble because I've had good success, but I've had good success because I've had great players, good parents, good assistant coaches. So being humble is very, very important.
You got anything else, Maddox?
I don't know.
All right. I've got one more question here. I'll have to pull it up. So ever since you've been gone from Valley View, I think it was after maybe 2006 when Hawan had stepped in 07.
Right.
You've been gone for about 19, almost going on to 20 years now. What are your opinions on the Valley View program going forward? You got high hopes for it, and what's some expectations that you have for this coming team this year?
Well, I judging from last year, I thought Coach Scott used a lot of young ball players. I thought you had a great year. I thought you were in every ball game. Lost a few close games. This year you have I think a good nucleus coming back. So I think it's going to be up to you players, all of you, to put your best foot forward and stay together. And that's what's going to enable you to have a great success. I think you have a bright future, but it's going to be up to you people to make that future. Remember, the game is a process. It's not one big play. You're never as good as your last play. You have to look forward to that next step. When I'm using the word play, I mean in your preparation. You all know your weaknesses. You have to try to improve on those weaknesses, whether it be strength, whether it be speed, whether it be knowledge of the game. So I think your attitudes is going to determine how successful you are. I think you have saying the future is bright, really tough to say because it rests every day on what your attitude is. You bring a great attitude every day, you're improving every day, then I think your future is extremely bright.
Very well spoken, Coach. So with that being said, I think we're going to wrap things up. Everyone give a big round of applause for the 300 win, 5 Big Eastern Conference championships and 12 Big 11 championships. Everyone give it up, and we're going to get onto our next segment of Turkey Talks, everyone. Thank you.
Well, welcome back to this week of Turkey Talks, episode 4. Let's get right into it. So we have McDonald's. So we're doing a little bit of a challenge today. We're doing 2 double quarter pounders, and I'm going to have to try to put them together and eat the whole thing with a Diet Coke. Try to be a little healthy, I guess. This is like 1,500 calories. We looked it up yesterday via Danny Kozlowski. So let's try to do this. All right. So we got fries as well. I'm going to have to try to put them on there. All right. Here's one. And then here's one more we're doing. Okay. Napkins. How was that? All right, let's eat a couple fries. Yeah, those fries are soft too. They're good. All right, let's try to do this. Oh God! So let's show the camera. God. Oh, my straw. Wait. All right, we got straw. Let me drink it. And this is good. Now let me try to do this. I'm taking that off. Wait. Oh God. One patty. Another one. Two. You know, I'm not even putting any fries on it at this point. This is too big, you know. This is falling apart in my hands. Let me smush it down a little bit. Here, let's try to eat this. Let's hope. Here's one bite. Do I have to eat the whole thing? Okay, yeah. So they said I do. That's a big burger, I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna take a long time, so let me take a drink of this Coke Diet. I will say, this burger is really good. Cheesy, meaty. It's good. Yeah, I like it. Really good. There's 4 patties on this thing. Really good. This is a longer one this time. You know what? I'm not going to eat any more because this is taking way too long. Let's have some fries. Let me rate it. I would rate it higher than all these things because it's good, but I'm going to be honest. I'm not rating McDonald's over a 6. So, nah, you know what? I'll do a 7. Yeah, I'll make it a set. Yeah, I'll make it a 7. Right under crumble. So, I'm going to finish this off screen, and we're going to go into trivia next, but I'm going to have to eat this, so that's going to be a minute. So, see you next week on Turkey Talks.
Welcome everyone back to Turkey Talks. This is the trivia section. I'm Colin Dempsey. I'm your host. We have Ryan Rubel over here, and Zoie Krapovich, and Coach Pazzaglia over here. So as always, if you hear this sound, Ryan hit it first, and if you hear this sound, Zoe or Coach Bazalia hit it first. Okay. First question. Who was the first Valley View football coach? Ryan.
Him, Coach Bazalia.
Correct. 1-0. Question number 2. What do you call a group of fish of the same species? Ryan.
A school.
Ryan. 2-0. Ruble. This is incredible. Question number 3. What year did Valley View win the state championship?
1992.
Correct. 2-1. 2-1. This is a game now. Question number 4. Who was the president in 1992?
George W. Bush.
Correct. Correct. 2-2. Here we go. What soda company has used the Santa Claus in its Christmas marketing since 1931?
Coca-Cola.
Correct. 3-2. 3-2.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Who was the 50th president of the United States?
Wait, there was never a 50th president of the United
That's
States.
correct.
Is that not a trick
That's
question?
correct. Trick question. Ryan gets it. 3-3. Here we go. And the icebreaker question to win it all. What 2 teams played in the first Super Bowl?
Chiefs. Chiefs and Packers.
Correct.
All right.
Coach Pazzaglia and Zoe win it all. Ryan, how do you feel about this?
It was a 2v1, so it was kind of like unfair. But I still put up a good game. But yeah, they won. It's all right.
Ryan falls in trivia once again. All right, well, we'll see you next week on Turkey Talk.
All right, thank you guys, everybody, for watching Turkey Talks on this episode. We had some amazing people on this podcast today. We had Zoe on this podcast, of course. We had my co-host, Coach Bob, today. And we, of course, last but not least, had Coach Bazalia. 300-plus wins in Valley View history. A very incredible coach. I failed to address the elephant in the room today. We have a new rooster, but yeah, we got a new rooster. Our last rooster wasn't able to make it, so we got a new rooster today. But anyways, this is Luke signing off. This is Coach Bob, and this is Zoe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll stay tuned to our next episode of Turkey Talks.